All right. Hey, good morning. It is the last day of the month. It's Monday, February 28th. Tomorrow is March. And lots going on kind of this week. And then, of course, this is the same month that spring break occurs. So that's kind of cool. All right. So let me just kind of go through some business stuff here, some scheduling stuff. And then I've got a devotion at the end for you. All right, so when you look at this week, obviously today's the 28th. The health and performance was today, so I don't know if you attended that. If so, terrific, awesome, good for you. Sixth grade, the health education class begins today. The chess club continues today. We obviously didn't have school last week, Monday, so we have it today in Mr. K's room at 3:30. So don't just bolt out of there right at 3:15. He still has students in there for Carline, so let's just be respectful of that. So just stay where you're at until just maybe slightly before 3:30. And then tonight we've got a parent preview night, which is always enjoyable, meeting some folks that are interested in Denver Christian. Tomorrow, report cards are sent out. Nothing should be a surprise for you. You can see all your report cards on Canvas, or your class grades, I should say, essentially at any time. The beautiful thing of the report cards being sent out is the teachers do write comments. Again, so the health and performance is tomorrow, and then again on Thursday. We've got a shadow student in sixth grade on Wednesday. And then track and field begins this week, and I was looking at the weather. That Wednesday looks beautiful. It looks a little chilly at the end of the week, but the beautiful day that you're going to have on Wednesday the 2nd should be pretty awesome. So you'll meet at the far end of the track, far north side, down by the long jump pit. Please don't jump on that long jump pit at all. Don't do that. Just go down there and kind of just wait patiently for your coaches to be down there. And then chapel this week is from Cross Purpose. It's a guest of Miss Stex, so we're looking forward to that. And then this Thursday, we're going to take pictures of the students that did not begin the year at Denver Christian, so they came in sort of mid-year. Be ready for that. So that's Thursday. And then Friday, the high school basketball. We took second in districts this weekend. Both the boys and the girls did. And regionals begin at the end of the week. Your dining hall crew, Bailey, Pascal, Gage, Tegan, Sutton, and Ashton Johnson. So Bailey, Pascal, Gage, Tegan, Sutton, and Ashton are doing that. And then, like I said, this is the same month that spring break's at, so that's this down here, so that's kind of cool. Okay, so a couple things. Under activities, if you're curious about the track and field, there's a whole spring sports piece on here. And then I did put a link, and there's another page for track and field. This is an email from Coach Baumgartel that talks about kind of what we're starting, a little bit about his background and things like that. So be ready for that. And then, of course, the DC auction is coming up 18 days from today. So we're looking forward to that, Saturday the 19th. So let's see, Wednesday is the last day for you to register to attend the auction. And then, but you'll have a chance to win $1,000 off of tuition. So that's kind of a big deal. So anyway, that's kind of cool. All right. So I think that's about it as far as this week. I don't think I have any crazy notes or anything here that tell me I have to talk about something else. So I think we're good. So two things. One is, this is out of out of Luke 9. It starts at verse 28. It was from church this week. The message from Pastor Joel, of course, was amazing. And so let me just pause on that for just a minute. I was sitting there in church. I'm just going to be pretty honest with you here. I was sitting there in church, and I was sort of struck by the feeling of being in church. And I know some of us are kind of all over the place in terms of our attendance for church, but I'll be honest. I think. Well, let me say it this way: when I'm not in church, I miss something. I'm missing out on something. I'm missing out on community, missing out being fed. I can read the Bible, and I do, and I really appreciate that, and I read books about it. But something about being in church, singing and worshiping together, it's an irreplaceable experience. And I just want to really, really push, and this has been on my heart a lot lately, but I really want to push and challenge you. If maybe your attendance could improve, my attendance can always improve. I mean, I'm there most Sundays, so, but there's days that I miss, and I'm like, man, I missed something. And so I just want to really push and encourage you to find a church community that you and your family can really plug into and be fed and grow. And you're feeding others. Your presence there is feeding others. So it's not just a selfish, you show up to church to take. You being there is also giving to others. And I just can't stress that enough. So anyway, that's kind of my first of 2 points. So this was about 9:28. So Jesus took Peter, James, and John up to the mountaintop to kind of have this unbelievable experience to say, this is how great this is, how great God is. And Pastor Joel was saying they actually thought, they were kind of having comments of, the higher you are, like on the mountains, the closer you are to heaven. They some folks have made those comments as well. But if you've ever been to the mountains, which obviously probably most, if not all of you have, it's a pretty majestic experience. The snow, the vastness, the giantness of it, the huge valleys that those mountains create, it's pretty spectacular. But the message was kind of like, you don't need to go to the top of a mountain and look around at these surroundings to feel like you're close to God. In fact, Pastor Joel was saying most of the time, the experiences that you have with Jesus are actually pretty quiet. Like, if you wake up every morning, you're expecting some bolts of lightning and beaming light through your windows to sort of announce the presence of God, and to be a declaration of your relationship with Jesus, it's just not going to happen every day. Today I woke up, it was a pretty normal morning. I get up really early and it's dark, and just kind of, my house is pretty dark, and I'm just kind of walking around and getting ready for the day and having some breakfast, and so no bolts of lightning occurred, or some beam of light or anything like that, or some trumpets, or but the beauty, what that tells you, and the message here, what that tells me, is that Jesus, he just comes down and meets us where we're at, in my quiet, small house. He lives down here with us. He lives where you and I live. He dwells among us in just your walking around. He's right there. The big capital WITH we talked about at the beginning of the year. It's kind of that. He's with us, not with big clanging cymbals or anything like that, but just here with you. As you walk up and down these halls and sit in the class or sitting in your chair right now, he's with us. So just because you don't see some massive announcement of here that Jesus says, "Here I am," just know that he's always there, quiet, and there. So that was such a great reminder. And so, like I said, as I was sitting there in church, I was thinking, man, people that don't attend church regularly, they're missing out on this. Just the quiet feeling of the presence of the Lord. And so, anyway, it's pretty powerful. So, anyway, that's it for me. Have a great day, and we shall see you in the halls. And you're the best. Bye.